This is just a little showcase of my Diatone GT200. This one came out back in 2018. This is a stretched X configuration with a X4R on it. Back in the day we had the X4R receivers from Free Sky, so that's what we put on them. But yeah, this is I bought this one right before I went out driving trucks, and I lost the antenna on the back. But it came with a and I forgot the type of antennas. Man, this is a linear antenna. Omni. It came with an Omni antenna on the back. It's my Diatone GT200 from back in the day. This was like my 5th buying and fly purchase that I made. I bought this one before I went trucking in 2018. I got it so I could take it on the road with me. However, I messed up my goggles before I went trucking, so I never really got to fly it. I did fly it in El Paso once, but that was about it. The rest of the time was just riding coast to coast with me in the truck. But yeah, this is a good old Diatone, and I love the silver windings in the motors. I think the motor just was my main attraction, and the color scheme. Not any of this matters when you're in the air flying at, 60, 70 miles an hour. But yeah. Wasn't the most durable as far as the camera. You see, back in the days, the cameras were just stuck out there. They weren't protected by anything. So you lost a lot of cameras back in the day flying this type of drone, or quadcopter rather. But yeah, it's fairly heavy, and it's a 4S build, and these are the Edge Racing motors. Yeah. Yeah, so the body is just one piece of carbon and then 2 aluminum. You have aluminum plate on the bottom, then the aluminum mounts on top. I'm gonna get this out today and fly it. It has a F3 flight controller in there, so I had to load Betaflight 10.1 on my computer to access this. So depending on how old your flight controller is, depends on what version of Betaflight, if you're running that, will actually see your board. So yeah, I'm on Betaflight 10.9 for the majority of my drones, but this particular one, it's so old in drone years that I have to have a Betaflight 10.1. So what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna reverse the props on it. Currently they spin in towards the camera. I'm gonna have them spinning out, and these will be spinning in, and this one that way. So yeah, I'm just gonna reverse the motors and take it out for a flight, just to let it know that I still care about it. But this is a drone I do not fly often at all, because there's none of them left. And that's the thing about buying a bind and fly drone, is that you better get your replacement parts and what you need when you buy it, because a year later you're not going to even have the parts for it. Which is why this is like this. I did buy some more motors for this particular drone, but they weren't the silver windings. I think this was just like one batch of motors they made with the silver lining in it. So that's why I don't fly it a lot. It's a keepsake, as people say. I don't fly it hard or rough or anything. And yeah, Diatone GT200 probably hits. Grayson Hobby did a speed test on this one, and it hit 98 miles an hour on their speed gun. But once again, that's 98 miles an hour for maybe 20-25 seconds. So you can't keep it at that speed, but it'll hit that speed from a good punch. And if the wind's at your back. Yeah. We're going to get that cleaned up and in the air today. Diatone GT200.